Let's start with this section, Conversations Roles, by configuring Masimo's profile. To start, let's see the list of users in this contact center. We will do that by navigating to the Account Settings. We can see Masimo profile already created. Now let's make sure that Masimo has everything he needs to be the supervisor of this contact center. In the Details panel, we can see the information about Masimo, and we can also see that the number and email address have already been verified. When we scroll down, we can see that Masimo has the named user license, NUL, enabled. A single NUL represents a named user license that enables a user to access conversations. We must not skip this part because without NUL, we can't work in conversations. Now let's go to the Roles panel. General Roles. Since Masimo created this account first, he already has all the roles enabled in these general roles. And we will leave it that way. For each role, we can see the description below to make sure that this role is needed. One of the most important roles here is the People Manager role because we want managers to be able to manage customer profiles on our CDP customer data platform named People. And Analyze Manager, which grants access to the reporting and data handling options. Next, we'll move on to the Conversations roles, where we can see that Masimo has enabled the Conversations Account Manager role, Conversations Analyze Manager, and last but definitely not least, the Conversations Manager role. It is important to know that one user can only have either the Conversations Agent or Conversations Manager role. And if, for example, we try to enable the Conversations Agent role, the Conversations Manager role will automatically be disabled. The Conversations Manager role is the one that will grant Masimo supervisor permissions. As for the Answers roles, we will not get into those because they are used for chatbot building solution Answers, and we are now focused on Conversations. But if you want, you can activate those roles too. Now that we created a user with a supervisor role, let's create one user with an agent role. To do that, we will click on Back to all users and repeat the steps we did previously. New user, and I will fill in the details. I will start with the first name, last name, username. In this case, since it will be an agent role, I will add the agent to the username, mobile number, email, language, and last, time zone. Now let's assign the roles to the Conversations Agent. We will start with General Roles, where I will include the People Manager role because we also want for agents to be able to manage customer profiles on our People CDP. We'll move on to the Conversations roles, where we will activate the Conversations Agent role. Click on Save, and then we can again see the user created. And we again need to enable named user license, NUL, to that agent. Last step Antonio would need to do is to verify the number and email address, and then he can start. Now that our Masimo has the supervisor role and our agents also have their accounts, we can move on and set up the contact center. We will start from Masimo's perspective, or in other words, from the supervisor's view.